Hubert Lee, webinar from
Mr.
outside,
Ripley,
baby.
you are in the great outdoors, huh? I'm
You know,
inside.
you know, I was remembering back to when I was working down in Peru with our good friend Phil Alfaro, who's a meta expert, and he had this rooftop terrace that was so amazing because it was a covered rooftop terrace. So he could sit out there and do it was back in the day when people were just doing Zoom after Zoom to promote their products and had, forums and all this kind of stuff. And he literally would be outside doing uh podcast kind of stuff in the rain because the outside was still covered. So the rain would be falling behind him. And I was like, oh man, that is just way too cool. So being as how we got about a month of the temperatures before it gets way too hot to be outside here in Florida, I figured, may as well show up here for a second. So they
You told me how hot it was yesterday, and it's too hot for me.
No, man, it's definitely a little hot, but you get in the shade, got my nice. This is a highly sophisticated situation here. I'm gonna show everybody here. It's highly sophisticated. You got your plastic table right here, right?
There you
You
go.
got your big umbrella covered with pod seeds and stuff up there, but the view over there is not so bad.
Not so bad. There you go.
I got my nice water view. Happens to be my own pool, but it's okay. It's still okay.
You just need a waterproof laptop now.
I know, right? All right, man. So I had a cool experience happen. You know how we love to bring to the mastermind things that are happening in real time
Yes.
and that we use. So this morning, this very morning, we got a ping from one of our clients saying, "Hey, can we possibly use the brand new tool that I demoed for them yesterday tonight in a webinar?" Well, obviously, that would be great if we can accommodate the client, but this brand new tool does not have a welcome to the tool, an opt in sequence, an explanation of the tool, or anything like that. So it became okay, how do I answer this email? Do I answer this email as like, hey, man, there's no way we can get this ready by tonight? Or do I answer the email saying, sure, man, no problem at all. I'll put something together for you by this evening. Now, in the old days, if you think back to how long we've been working together and doing stuff, in the old days, you know me, I would have been resistant to wanting to rush into something because in the old days, writing copy was, oh man, I got to get myself in the right headspace. I got to take a walk and think about this. I got to get some inspiration from somewhere. I got to, there was a whole process and it was legit. It was a legitimate process. If you didn't feel like it, you had to and you had to do stuff. You had to get yourself into some kind of a mindset where you did feel like it. And that was not necessarily easy. Those days are gone because now it doesn't matter if you feel like it or not. All you have to do is show up on AI, know how to use the tool, and use the tool to produce the work. But then I discovered a twist. So I want to share my screen in just a second and discover the twist because one of the things that we've heard a lot about recently is this concept of putting one AI against another to see what the output is, right? We heard a lot about that. Hey, well, yeah, now I write it in Claude and then I check it out in ChatGPT or Gemini, or I write it in Bard and then I do this, and just to see which one is better. Even though at this point they're all pretty good, right? There was a time where the copywriters of at least uh, North America were pretty high on this is better than that one, but they all kind of pair up with each other. They all leapfrog each other. They come back, whatever. But it's cool to try two different ones to accomplish an objective. So I want to show you what I did. And this is for everybody out there. Anybody can do this, right? So here is our classic that we've used many times, prompt creator. And again, I needed to write a 3-part welcome and opt-in series to a brand new tool. Have we demoed this tool? No, we haven't demoed the tool, right?
We have not.
Well, man, maybe we ought to demo the tool first and then talk about this. What do you think?
Yeah, that we actually previewed it for a select few last week, but I think people would appreciate a more um a more thorough discussion of it. Plus, also, let me say this. In the old days, coming up with the idea of a lead magnet for your niche and then writing a report or a video or whatever is a big deal. Let me give you a fire of an idea. This one's on fire, lit, okay? Everybody wants AI prompts for their niche. We just developed a super cool tool that it's comprised of delivering AI prompts for our users to use. So originally, I would have to say this is probably the quickest lead magnet we've actually ever developed because the content was actually the prompts. I encourage everybody to consider that as a lead magnet for their space.
Yeah, for sure. So let's go into a little bit more detail on that. Um, Again, what we found out from talking to a client, obviously everybody knows that if you've been on this mastermind before, that our primary market is high-end dental practices, elite dental practices. That's who we serve. Our job is to get them clients. That bottom line, and help them with whatever we can help them with in terms of marketing, messaging, anything that AI does, we can help with. But the primary charge is getting them clients. So we're talking to one of our practice consultants who are people that funnel us business. So these are really important people to us. They're more important than a single dentist. They funnel dentists our way to help them with their marketing. So we're talking to one of them and we said, okay, man, what is the biggest problem that the dentists are facing? Because if you're going out there and you're talking to dentists and you can bring a solution to the biggest problem that they're facing, then obviously they're going to listen to you much more and pay attention. So we're trying to figure out what is the best lead magnet. And this particular person came back and said, by far the biggest problem is hiring capable people. So we said, well, so what you're saying is that if we could build an AI tool that could help with hiring, that would be a great lead magnet. And the answer we got was absolutely, that would be great. So then we set out we used AI, and this is on your system, Hubie. We used AI to figure out what could be the elements of a hiring tool. And I want to really spend a minute on this, because why in the world would you think that you by yourself would know what those elements are when you can ask AI and tap into this giant brain to figure out all of the cool elements that would be there, right? So that it's much more impressive than, oh, we write great job listings and an email sequence to follow up. No. So both Hubert and myself, and I don't know if you still got that, if you want to pull it up somewhere.
I'm looking. I don't think I have it anymore.
Um, we were blown away by the elements that AI came up with to do dental hiring. And so I'm going to show those elements right now. Then we're going to break down how we did this. And please think in terms of your space. How could you do this in whatever sector you play in, whatever business that you play in? Because my suggestion is that you probably can. You can probably do something just like this. So let's look first at the tool itself. So again, we were thinking a hiring tool. AI helped us figure out that a hiring tool is, okay, yes, it's writing the job listing, but then it's also coming up with the interview questions and then a framework to assess the candidate during the interview process, and then an onboarding plan for a new employee if they are hired after they go through the framework and they pass the test, and then a culture and retention strategy to keep the person that you're about to invest a lot of money in, to train them so that you're able to retain them for the long term and maximize your investment. This is not just a hiring tool. And then we went, wait a second. What if you could help? What if this tool could also help find people that are in that geography currently employed by other firms that you might be able to poach? Oh, and if you found them, could you come up with a passive candidate engagement tool that would help reach out to people who might not even be necessarily looking to hire somebody, or to move jobs to another place, right? To be hired. So all of that is what AI came up with as the elements, which I hope everybody understands. We could not have come up with that on our own. Hubert and I are pretty smart, but we could not have come up with all of that, the comprehensive nature of it, right? First the listing, then the interview. Maybe we'd come up with that. Would we have come up with a candidate assessment framework? I don't think so. Would we have even thought to include a new employee onboarding plan? No. Or a culture and retention touch points plan to keep people that you hire? No, because that's not part of the hiring. That's extra. So this is extra bonuses. Would we have thought to come up with something to find existing candidates that are currently working in the field in our geography? No, because it's not part of the process. Would we have thought to come up with a passive candidate engagement tool? No. So please, when you're using AI, ask, what else could we do? How could this be cooler? How could it be improved? What does that look like so that you can get something like this? And
Yeah, now Ridgely, before we dive into some showing the actual output, would you please in the new tab bring up, just to set the context, on the Sunrise domain, can you bring up the opt-in page, the landing page? So that would be sunrisedentalsolutions.com/smarthire. So I
Yep.
just want to set the context for everyone. So this is a classic lead magnet approach. This is a landing page that describes what you're going to get. So we came up with the concept of the AI SmartHire tool. Originally did a 1-minute video talking about what they'll get. And then the page simply says, watch this video and fill out the form below. And there's an opt-in form. And then originally it'll go to, and it's better if you show the output not on the one that you had, but on Sunrise Dental Solutions, Smart Hire Center.
Yep, can do that.
And so that's a compelling opt-in. And again, I know some people joined the call late, but the moral of this story is, in your own niche, identify some really legitimate pains, and then offer a lead magnet that is a packet of AI prompts that help people address those pains. And then Ridgely will demonstrate. Oh, and by the way, on the actual Smart Hire Center, Ridgely then did a longer video, a 10-minute tutorial video of how to use the tool and the value of it and everything. And then right below that is the actual tool itself.
Yeah, and so let me just go back to here for 1 second, because obviously I'm going to shoot this is just a 1-minute video, so I'm going to play it, but I want to talk about why it says what it says, because your opt-in video can be very different depending on what the target audience is. So let's play it real quick first, and then I'll talk about that for a second. Imagine a tool that when you're looking for anyone in your personnel, a hygienist, front office, doesn't matter, x-ray technician, could write the job listing for you, tell you where to put it, give you the questions to use in an interview, give you an assessment framework of that candidate's efficacy and aptitude for the particular role that you're looking for, create an onboarding plan for you, have culture and retention touch points, and even give you a list of existing candidates that are in that role somewhere in your geography right now, along with a passive campaign to attract them to you, all driven by AI. That's exactly what you're going to get when you put your name and email below as a gift from Sunrise Dental Solutions. Put your name and email here below. We'll send it to you right away, and that tool is available for you to use for your practice immediately. So like I said, put your name and email below, and the tool is yours. Bye for now. So, imagine a tool hold on. That when you're looking for anyone in your personnel, it's on hygienist, on front office, doesn't okay. So matter, x-ray technician. Stop. Okay. So just want to point out a couple things. Obviously, we hit them with the benefit. But the reason this was so direct and required nothing else is because of where those opt-ins are coming from. These are coming from when our practice consultant is standing in front of a room and is promoting something. So we have a person standing in front of the room who's already built some rapport with the people in the room saying, you guys need this, you need this, go here and get this. That's why that was such a short video, very little required, but you will notice that at the end, there were 3 calls to action. 3 times I told them, put your name and email below, put your name and email below, put your name and email below, stop messing around, put your damn email down there, right? And because you have to do that. People get distracted. You need to do that to get people to opt in. And then obviously all they have to do at that point is put their name and email, practice name. Yes, send me to the SmartHire Center. And then off they go to here right away. And now I'm going to break down one of these because again, I'm seeing some of our great friends on this call. Welcome to many of you. But thinking about some of the people that I'm seeing, they're on here that are visionaries, leaders, coaches, etc. You can definitely build something like this. And obviously, we want you to take advantage of what we do and use it for yourself. So notice how this goes. And any one of these tools follows the same exact format. The name of the tool, the prompt, the usage instructions, and best practices. So here's the first one. Create a compelling job description for an opening as job title. So whatever it is, that highlights the benefits of working at name of the practice, emphasizing our commitment to insert a core value like excellence and opportunities for career development. Okay. So in this case, we'd use as an example, dental hygienist. So it would say, create a compelling job description for an opening as a dental hygienist that highlights the benefits of working at Bonaventure Dental Care, for instance, emphasizing our commitment to excellence and opportunities for career development. Now, the instructions are, copy this prompt and enter it into your AI tool. And it doesn't matter which tool it is. It could be Gemini, it could be Bard, could be ChatGPT, whatever you want. Edit and fill in the job title, dental practice name, and core values. Click on submit. After the prompt runs, add your specific development opportunities. Continue the conversation with AI to improve as appropriate, which I'll show you in just a second. Best practices. Regularly update your job descriptions. Include key attraction points like location perks, team culture, work-life balance. Be sure to list your job opportunities on your website. Also create a blog post for each job opportunity. Okay, so we take this prompt and we pop ourselves over to here, and I'm going to open up this guy, and there it is. Oh, create a compelling job description, cut and paste for an opening as a dental hygienist that highlights the benefits of working at Bonaventure Dental Care, emphasizing our commitment to excellence and opportunities for career development. And in 6 seconds, this was written. Job title, location, employment, full or part-time, join a team that's changing lives one smile at a time. At Bonaventure Dental Care, limbic message, we believe that great dentistry starts with great people. We're searching for a skilled, compassionate dental hygienist who's committed to clinical excellence and passionate about patient care. If you're looking for a workplace that values your expertise, encourages professional growth, and feels like family, you've found your dental home. Why you'll love working here, commitment to excellence. We don't cut corners, whether it's in clinical care or how we treat each other. This is excellent writing. This is really great stuff. You'll be part of a practice that is constantly raising the bar with modern technology, high standards, and a supportive environment that helps you thrive. Room to grow. From continuing education to leadership development, we invest in your success. Notice that it is patient, hiring centric copy, right? It's talking to the person. A team that feels like family. You'll work with dentists. You, all about them. Competitive pay and benefits. This is still the beginning. Keep going. What you'll be doing and what we're looking for. Very straightforward. And every one of the tools does the exact same thing. So we go to tool interview questions. There's the prompt, the usage instructions, the best practices, etc. And notice here in the best practices, use a mix of technical, situational, and behavioral questions, because this is the interview questions. Continuously refine the questions based on feedback from previous interviews and candidates. Note which questions work especially well and use them regularly. Really valuable information. This is not just slapping together.
May I interject something here? Just to, if you stop your share, I'm going to share. I did find how we generated these in the first place, and I want to show that to the good folks here. And so, here we go. This was the exact prompt here that we used. Okay, so look, I literally said, act as an expert AI prompt writer. and dental practice management consultant, and gave me several AI prompts that can be used to support the finding and hiring of dental talent, such as hygienists, dental associates, etc., for dental practice. So it goes and created 10 prompts, right? And so I said for each prompt, include usage instructions and best practices relevant to that aspect of the recruiting process. So it then went in and beefed up each one and gave it a couple of, best practices and so forth. And when Ridgely and I created this, looking at this, we didn't know if it was impressive or not. So here's the key thing. The next step was to actually go into ChatGPT and actually try it. And that's what Ridgely was showing you. So we literally went here and took that first prompt, the first prompt from here, generate a list of potential candidates, blah, 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 whatever, identify the top 3 platforms, blah, 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 whatever. And so generate a list of potential candidates, and we put in the geography. And Ridgely, I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to talk about it. But the second we saw this, we were like, oh boy, we're onto something. So with that as kind of background, that's the process. So folks, again, some people have joined late. What we're saying here is AI prompts in your niche are an instant hit for a lead magnet. So don't overthink it. Just create a lead magnet that consists of AI prompts in your niche.
And by the way, you don't have to create it. AI will create it for you. You just have to talk to the tool and tell it what to do. And I'm going to show examples of that in just a second. I'm just going to go through one more of these, right? Because it's so impressive. But it could take a long time to go through all of them. So the interview questions, I go back over here, and the interview questions, they broke it down into clinical competency and cultural fit. So they focus on clinical skills and judgment. Tell me about a time you noticed something concerning during a cleaning. How'd you handle it? Assesses diagnostic awareness, communication, and collaboration with dentists. It even explains what the question is designed to do. I mean, this is insane, people. I hope everybody's going like, what? Because I do. I look at this, I'm saying, it's so much smarter and so much faster than doing it yourself that to not, I literally now, Hubert, we were talking about this yesterday, have developed a default setting. The default setting is, what am I looking for? Oh, let's see how AI can help me. What do we need to do? Let's see what AI can do for us. Where's this thing? Well, why don't we find out using AI? It's like there's no point in trying to outthink something that is such a bigger brain than we are when you have this tool you can tap into anytime. Check this out. Describe a situation where a patient was nervous or in pain. What'd you do to ease their discomfort? Evaluates chairside manner and patient-centered care. I mean, this is great. Have you ever had a patient refuse your hygiene recommendations? How'd you respond? Test your ability to educate, persuade, and remain professional. I mean, the interviewers asking these questions with the knowledge of what the question is actually doing, as opposed to just getting a bunch of questions from somewhere, which is what most people do, right? They go find a bunch of questions and they don't even know exactly why they're asking the questions. Well, they're asking the questions because the question's on the list. But here it's even telling you why you're asking that question and what you're doing with the information that you're getting. Assesses adaptability and commitment to ongoing learning. Reveals time management and problem-solving ability. That's just part one. Then the cultural fit and teamwork. Tell me about a time you helped a team member without being asked. Assesses initiative and collaboration. Have you contributed to a positive workplace culture in the past? Explores attitude and alignment with Bonaventure's team-focused values, right? Then growth and commitment. What's one skill you worked hard to improve? I mean, this is just insanely great. And I am going to show the next one because I think it's so ridiculous. Then the next one, if we go back to our center, is an assessment framework. Who the heck would have even thought of an assessment framework?
Well,
Right?
if you're an HR expert, that's your jam, but we aren't, and so we have access to an AI, HR expert. So this is amazing.
So here we go. Clinical proficiency, 30 points. Assesses technical ability, clinical knowledge, and hygiene standards. And then the assessment method and the scoring. Communication skills, 20 points. Ability to educate, reassure, and interact with patients and team members. Key skills to evaluate, assessment methods, scoring. Patient-centered care, 20 points. Compassion, cultural sensitivity, and commitment to long-term care. Assessment methods, scoring. Professionalism and ethics. Reviews, attitude, accountability, and integrity. 5, team and culture fit, 15 points. Total score 100, and then gives you a breakdown: 90 to 100, outstanding candidate, strong clinical and interpersonal fit; 75 to 89, promising candidate, may benefit from light mentoring; 60 to 74, proceed with caution, follow up with references; below 60, likely not a good match, as in forget about it, right? This is just great. And then it says, would you like this in a printable scorecard format or editable Google Sheet? So you can do an editable Google Sheet, and it literally made me a download so that if I'm working with somebody, I can literally be typing my answers right in there as I'm talking, giving the score. And you know what? By the end, it'll already have scored it for you. Insane. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And so anyway, there we have all of the different stuff, including the local candidate discovery. Hubert, you want to show your screen one more time as to what happened when we ran this initially?
Oh my goodness. Yes. So let me get my screen ready.
It was one of those, this is,
Yes.
oh,
And
this is
and
unfair.
also here, I'm going to share my screen now. It took us a second to realize what we would like given here because I thought when we said give me a list of potential candidates. Okay. So when we started getting some pictures, I thought these at first glance were stock photos. And then it said certainly, and then I saw a name, and I thought, oh, this is like when AI would make up testimonials or something, right? And I'm looking at this, and wait, it's quoting websites. Then it dawned on me, these are actual people
Mhm.
working at actual dental practices for certain doctors, and holy smokes, these, I mean, these are experienced people, joined in 2021, joined in 2017. Talk about recruiting, headhunting skills. Like this tells you exactly who to contact. And more importantly, and I'll let Ridgely explain this, but these are people that are gainfully employed and not looking to switch. So you have to take a different approach and incentivize them, and get them interested. Now, Ridgely and I debated, and we said, is this one too powerful to put on? So look, we had a little fun with this. Extra tool, top secret only, local candidate discovery, exercise discretion when using this tool. So that's us as being marketers, right? Note, this prompt is for educational purposes only, originally. I mean, like we tried to be cute here too, right? But this AI prompt right here, you wouldn't know the power of this unless you actually went in and ran it and looked at the results and see, the power of it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and so let's take a look at how crazy AI is, right? So if I go to passive engagement tool, it says formulate a strategy to reach out to passive candidates, as in people that might not be looking for the job, using personalized messaging and benefits that resonate with their career goals. You would never think to put that in a hiring tool, right? At all. Um, so what did that look like? I'll just go over here. We'll just go down to that, all the way down to the bottom. After they're the candidates that for Chicago area: Melissa, Emily, Lisa, etc. All right. Passive candidate outreach strategy. Define what they want. Most experienced hygienists are not motivated by a simple job opening. Instead, they're drawn to respect and appreciation, work-life balance, opportunities for learning, drama-free culture, stability and autonomy, a practice that values patient care over production pressure. 2, craft personalized outreach messages. If they're emailing or on LinkedIn, what's a template? Here it is. Da 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 da. If you've ever wished for a more balanced, supported role, one where your voice matters and your future's nurtured, we'd love to talk. Even if now isn't the right time, I'd love to connect. And if it is the right time, let's have a conversation. Then you choose the right channels, and then you sweeten the invitation. No pressure after hours chat, flexible scheduling, etc. Then track, follow up, and refine. And it even then will draft the messages for you. So this is really, really amazing what is possible with this tool. And again, if you can think in my sector, what do my people need? Could I give them AI prompts that would help solve one of their problems or give them some of the things that they need? even if it's not the thing that you personally do. Like if I'm going after, I see Scott Brown's on here. If I was going after, for instance, high ticket executive women coaches, well, maybe there's a tool that could help some of them in their day-to-day interactions that's not even about the coaching that you do, Scott. But you give them that tool, you don't think they're calling you? Of
Right.
course. We're giving people a hiring tool. We do marketing. We were giving them, hiring doesn't have anything to do with marketing, but we're giving them this cool tool so that all of a sudden it becomes, wow, these guys are great. They must be good at what they also do. Oh, and we need that too, right? So this is the crazy part. Before last week, this tool did not exist. We hadn't even thought of it. It came about as a result of a conversation last week with our practice consultant who said, this is what is most needed. Hubert and I then did the research. You saw some of it. We tested it. We were blown away. We put the tool up. I demoed the tool for this practice consultant yesterday morning. The response I got was, this is very impressive, Ridgely. Very impressive. And this is a guy who's not effusive at all. Okay. So I said to him, okay, well, we'll have it ready for you for this weekend for your seminar. No problem. So you can start to get people to start opting in. And by the way, by opting them onto our list, even we can then start to market to them. And I said, and even though you will get a list of the participants from the seminar, please understand those people have not opted in. And therefore, it is not legal, quote unquote, to market to those people, and you could get yourself in trouble. You could get your accounts banned. You could get your website shut down. We want to get them to opt in, which is why we created the opt-in that you just saw and the video that you just saw, and an explanation video a little bit longer than the one that I just did for everybody. Okay, so that's yesterday. So this morning at 10 o'clock or so, I get an email. Hey, anything chance that tool will be ready by tonight? Because I'm doing a webinar and I'd like to use it on my webinar. And what would your response have been in the old days when somebody says to you, I need a full-blown autoresponder email opt-in sequence. I need to have it ready. I need to have it deployed. I need to have it uploaded into our CRM system or our email delivery system. I need to have it tested and completely ready to go about 6 or 7 hours from now. Really? You'd be like, forget about it. What are you smoking? Right? I mean, that just does not happen. And so I read that, and for a brief second, my thought was, I know Hubert's got a lot of stuff on his plate, but I wonder if we could just pull this off. And then my second thought was, hell yeah, we can pull it off. We got AI, no problem. So I then pinged Hubert at 11 o'clock this morning, my time. We hopped on Zoom, had a conversation. I said, okay, can we get this done? He said, yes, but I need you to do the copy. I said, no problem. I'll do it right now. I hopped on AI, and by 11:35, the copy was completely done. Not one complete version, 2 complete versions. And I want to show you how that happened, because anybody can do what I did by being smart. Now, because of having Prompt Creator, and many of you have seen it, I'm going to go over it again because it is so powerful. There's no reason to rush into writing the copy directly. Why not educate AI first about what you're truly looking for until AI tells you that it has enough to do a great job on what you're looking for, and then you proceed, right? It's a hack that is so ridiculous that I really just want to remind everybody of this hack. So let me share my screen again. So here we go. AI Prompt Creator. It is part of what you have if you're a Mastermind member for a long time. Ridgely's prompt library is a tool that creates a prompt, and then it improves the prompt through an iterative process of looking at the prompt that you create initially and then generating 3 sections a revised prompt, suggestions to further improve the prompt, and questions that will help you also improve the prompt. It then gives you a rating of the prompt from 1 to 10, and your job is to get it as close to 10 as you can before you run the prompt. It won't run the prompt at less than 8. All right, so again, it's going to say, okay, what would you like the prompt to be about? Once I have your initial input, I'll provide a revised prompt, suggestions to improve it, and follow-up questions, and I'll give it a rating. So what should it be about? Now, here's where you do want to take the time. So I want to go through what I did, because you don't want to rush this piece of describing what it is that you want and the sources of information that AI can tap into to help you get what you want. So this is what I wrote this morning, literally about an hour ago, hour and a half. You are a direct response marketer and expert copywriter. You have been charged by Sunrise Dental Solutions to write a 3-part email welcome series for the people who opt in to receive Sunrise's new AI-based hiring tool called SmartHire, which can be located at link. Very important specificity, 3-part email, who we're writing it for, why are we writing it, and where can the data about this thing be found? So there's the URL, sunrisedentalsolutions.com/SmartHire Center. The first email should congratulate the person for opting in to get the tool and encourage consumption. The next 2 emails should focus on the cool features of SmartHire and all that it can do to help a dental practice. All emails must let the recipients know that they'll be getting other great content from Sunrise Dental Solutions, including a cutting-edge newsletter titled Sunrise Underground, which we just created, hasn't even launched yet, and to look for this in their inbox. An admonition to use the tool in the PS would be good also. Great. So now it creates an initial prompt. And from this, it revises the prompt. And it gives us a bunch of suggestions and questions how we can improve the prompt. Gives me a 7.5 out of 10. So it says, who's the audience profile? Are there features you want to emphasize? What about a tone? What about length? And what's a CTA, right? And it asks those questions. Primary audience, top features, social proof, brand voice, formatting, etc. So I'm going to answer these questions. The audience is primarily dentists and practice managers. The features to emphasize are the comprehensive nature of the tool in that it does much more than a job listing and provides interview questions, onboarding instructions, assessment frameworks, cultural retention tips, and even helps source potential hiring candidates in the local area. Tone can be casual, yet punchy and friendly. CTAs to use the tool for great results to grow their practice include varied visual formatting to make it easy and appealing to read. In other words, all I did was answer these questions and suggestions, nothing more. I'm letting the tool do the work. And this is so important for all of us to really internalize this. Let the tool do the work. You don't have to. The tool is going to do it better than you anyway. If you want great results, use the tool. So it gives me a revised prompt. And now my new rating is a 9.5. This is a strong, highly usable. Only minor stylistic additions could improve it. Would you like to run it? No, I want to know what are the things. So, well, it says you could use a preferred subject line style, HTML or plain text. Would you like light humor and analogies? Is there a time gap between the emails? And again, what did I do? I answered that. Yes, we need subject lines and preview text for each email. Benefit focus yet punchy. No testimonials needed. Light humor is great. The time gap between emails will be 1 day. Support is available for sure. Okay, great. So now it gives me a final prompt. And as I'm reading through this, I'm thinking, wait, there's one piece missing that I didn't say. So I now got a 10. I should run the prompt, but it occurred to me that we want to encourage usage. So I wrote a little extra. We also want to encourage sharing the tool with anyone at a dental practice who can use this for hiring, in addition to just the dentist and practice manager. And now we've got the prompt. So I want to read the prompt to everybody to give you a sense of what you can do yourself. Here we go. Each email, so write a 3-part email welcome series for Sunrise Dental Solutions as a direct response marketer and expert copywriter. The audience includes dentists and practice managers who have just opted in to receive SmartHire and AI-based hiring tools from Sunrise, available at URL. Each email should follow a casual, punchy, and friendly tone, include light humor, use visually engaging formatting, include a PS urging the use of SmartHire now, notify them that they'll begin receiving the Sunrise Underground newsletter, extra marketing for us, mention that support is available, encourage them to share SmartHire with anybody at their practice who's involved in hiring, not just the dentist or manager. Email structure 1, congratulate, reinforce the value, encourage use, build anticipation. Email 2, highlight the capabilities, job ad writing, interviews, onboarding, skills assessment, culture, local candidate sourcing. Email 3, position it as a practice growth system, not just a hiring tool. How cool is that? This is not a hiring tool. This is a practice growth system. Way better. Reinforce the value. Each email must include benefit-driven punchy subject line, preview snippet, 1-day spacing, 10 out of 10, run the prompt. Okay, so I ran the prompt, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go over to where I ran the prompt. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, that's not it. It is over here. Okay. Now, this is where the magic happens. This is Google. So, does everybody know which AI tool is primarily sponsored by Google? If you don't, it's Gemini. So it's in the Google suite. So what I did is I popped all this content in from ChatGPT, and it's really good content. Welcome to SmartHire, not your average hiring tool. You just unlocked a smarter way to build your team. Let's just say you're ahead of the curve. You deserve a better way. Some of this is tweaked by me already. We're thrilled you've joined the elite leaders who've discovered SmartHire, the AI-powered tool that's redefining hiring in dentistry. But fair warning, once you see what this tool can do, it's hard to go back. Yes, SmartHire can help you write great job listings, but that's just the beginning. Here's what you've also unlocked. Interview questions that reveal real fit, not rehearsed answers, onboarding frameworks that fast-track new hires, skills assessment that surface the best of the bunch, retention strategies to stop churn before it starts, tools to help uncover qualified candidates in your practice, culture-building insights for long-term alignment. SmartHire is more than a tool. It's an upgrade to how your practice grows. You'll also be receiving our monthly Sunrise Underground newsletter, insider strategies and candid advice for running a stronger, smarter practice. First issue's on its way, blah, blah, blah. P.S. Some practices let this tool sit unopened. Others use them to reshape their team and their results. You're in the second group. We can tell. SmartHire is ready when you are, right? I'm not going to read the other two, but I'm going to go down to the end of 3. Because if you have popped this into a Google sheet, a Google Doc, you would have had at the bottom here a little box come up that says, can Gemini help you rewrite this? Gemini is a different AI tool. So what did I do? I said, yes, that would be great. Give me a complete second version of this that is much edgier with FOMO, fear of missing out, and yet maintains a positive attitude and doesn't tell the dentist what to do, so it's not directive. So I gave it some tools, hit go, and in 30 seconds, I had a whole second version by a different AI tool of my 3 emails so that I could then pick which one did I like better. Now, remember, I told it to be edgy and use FOMO. So if you recall what the first one is up above, it was very much welcome. You deserve a better way. Here's what you get. It's more than a tool. It's cool. But you might prefer to have something a lot edgier. So here we go. Ditch the hiring headaches. SmartHire. Stop rolling the dice on new hires. Tired of candidates who look good on paper but bomb in the chair? There's a smarter way. Let's be real. Hiring in dentistry can feel like a crapshoot. You interview, you train, and then they ghost you, or worse, they drag your practice down. Enough is enough. Congratulations on grabbing SmartHire, the AI-powered tool designed to cut through the BS and deliver candidates who actually fit clinically and culturally. Think of it as your secret weapon for building a rockstar team. Interview questions that expose the real deal, no more rehearsed lines. Onboarding that actually sticks, get new hires productive fast. Skills assessment that prove they can walk the walk beyond the resume fluff. Retention strategies to keep your MVPs happy, stop the revolving door, local talent radar, find qualified candidates hiding in plain sight, culture insights for a team that clicks because personality matters. Even so limbic in there, right? SmartHire isn't just a tool, it's the upgrade your hiring process desperately needs. You'll also get our monthly newsletter, right? Some dentists will, PS, will stick to the same old frustrating hiring methods. Others will use SmartHire to build a team that crushes the competition. You know which one you are. Awesome. I mean, really good and a totally different approach. So I then literally sent a text message to Hubert with a link to this document saying, hey, two versions, traditional and edgy, you pick. And now Hubert has the ability to look through these and say, well, man, I kind of like this better, or I like that better, or whatever. And oh, by the way, I then came up with the limbic message because hiring smart matters. What's the name of the tool? SmartHire. Right? So that was a Ridgely thing. But for the most part, you can see now two completely different versions. One edgy, done by Gemini, one more straightforward, done by ChatGPT. So Hubie, which one, first of all, which one do you like better?
I, I I can't decide. I mean, there's advantages to both. It I don't know. I guess I like the ChatGPT one, but it,
Cool.
yeah.
See, I don't have to make that decision because that's your decision.
Right, exactly.
That's his decision. But I gave him the tools
It's
by
awesome.
using, and this was literally 35 minutes to get two total versions of an opt-in sequence that will literally go live in a few hours and be used tonight in a webinar on a tool that was just literally unveiled to the client yesterday morning. Guys, this is AI, man. I mean, I don't know what
Yeah,
else.
no, exactly. So let me share my side here, my screen here, and then pick up on the theme of like, well, how does this actually get done? Okay. And so we're using Kajabi. Okay. So literally Kajabi is a platform for, doing emails and funnels and that sort of thing. But literally the client opened this account up last week originally. And
Mhm.
this is an empty account. And so I literally went in here and I said, "Oh, we're creating a funnel." And I clicked and look, here's my funnel for Smart Hire, right? It I went through some wizards and there's an opt-in, then there's an email sequence, and then there's a thank you form, right? And so I click on the opt-in and you wire it up. I decided to add, hey, let's capture the practice name as well. And so I'm doing this, that, and the other thing, and then I embedded that video, that 1 minute video that you saw originally create. And then I'm going to click on the next step, the Smart Hire email sequence. And here's where you add the emails. So I'm literally going to go to that document, look at the two versions, and then start building out the sequence. And then, here's the page that after they fill it out, it's like go to the Smart Hire Center, and then it goes to the thing. So the reason why we're able to do this is because I'm not fussing around with a custom website. Again, I've mentioned speed to market is so important and use tried and true tools. I mean, Kajabi has been around forever. A lot of entrepreneurs and coaches love to use it, and it's a rock solid platform. And that's why we're able to come so fast to the market with ideas such as this one.
Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts or questions on this? I just find it to be, fascinating. And if not, I'm just going to take one time to show one more thing online here, and that
Yeah,
is
and
that.
if anybody would after it originally shows that, if anybody wants to pop on and kind of brainstorm with us for what AI prompt lead magnets you can create for your niche, please come on to the hot seat.
Okay, so I'm on the phone this morning, and somebody asked me the question, "Hey, have you seen all these articles about M dashes? The AI is using M dashes way too much." And AI gets,
That's so funny that you would say that, Ridgely, because you're the one human in life I know that favors M dashes, and I it drives the rest of us crazy because when we copy and paste Ridgely's M dash, technically behind the scenes there's a special character that enables that, and because he's the only one that uses it, we always have to like do a special workaround whenever we get copy from Ridgely because he favors M dashes.
yeah. So
And then,
you've heard,
and by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just for if you're not familiar with the parlance, an M dash is simply a long dash, and it's used in phrasing, and it's oftentimes like where normal people would use a comma, originally uses like an M dash. And that's one of these styles from, back in the day. It's pretty cool, but I don't use it myself.
Okay, so if you've been in masterminds, you've heard us talk about pet peeve AI words. The biggest one that I totally cannot stand is ensure. AI uses the term ensure all the time if you let it, unless you give instructions to not use the word ensure. Another one is enhance. It also uses enhance a lot. So recently, there's been a conversation happening about M dashes. And so, again, back to what I started out this mastermind talking about, which is what's the default setting? What can AI tell me about this matter? Right? I don't have to overthink this. So these people are having this dialogue, three of us on a call, having this dialogue about M dashes. And hey, what do you think about this whole thing about M dashes? And is it really good to use them, or are they really a problem with AI? And they're having this debate, and I'm like, why the hell should I listen to you people when I can go online to the brain way more powerful? So I went on and I said, I literally wrote in to AI, are M dashes in style, or should they be avoided because AI overuses them? Then it responds, M dashes are very much in style when used intentionally.
Oh,
Why?
look, and it's using it in its reply.
I know. Why M dashes are stylish. They create drama and emphasis in a sentence. They're versatile. You can use them in place of commas, colons, or parentheses, just like Hubert just mentioned. They match a more conversational tone, which is why they show up a lot in modern writing, especially online. Example, she knew what he was thinking. She always did. When the M dashes become a problem, overuse feels lazy or robotic, especially when every pause is replaced with one. If AI generates text, this is what I found interesting. If AI generates text, it tends to default to M dashes instead of other punctuation, which can make writing feel repetitive or unnatural. So the fact that so this concept that AI overuses it is real. In formal or academic writing, too many M dashes can be frowned on. Okay, so the dialogue that's happening about M dashes being used in AI is legit. It's something we should pay attention to. It's something you should pay attention to if you use that. And then it goes on to say, use M dashes sparingly and strategically. One or two in a page, great. Three in a single paragraph, maybe too much, unless you're doing it for style and it works using an M dash right there,
The
right?
hilarious part is that this answer had like 7 of them in it.
Right. Right? So now you can go further if you feel like it. Here's a style guide of when to use an M dash, comma, or semicolon. M dash, drama, emphasis or abrupt interruption, conversational, bold, stylish. She didn't just arrive, she stormed him. Everything was perfect until it wasn't. I wanted to say yes, but my voice caught in my throat, right? This is cool. So when you use a comma for light pauses, list, and clarity, when to use a semicolon, linking two related but independent thoughts, etc. Quick recap, casual aside or emphasis, M dash, light pause or natural flow, comma, formal logical, semicolon. Why would I try to go figure this out or debate this point when I have a tool that tells me, boom, done? So there you have it, Hubert. M
Well,
dashes and me.
that is an excellent master level deep dive, Ridgely. I'm glad it was you that did that instead of me, because we'd still be talking about it.
Well, you like to go down rabbit holes as a master. That's okay.
Yeah,
You
well,
a lot deeper than I would, but now at
it's
least we know.
yeah, so it's just one hint about the M dashes, okay? The reason why AI, this is my theory, okay? The reason why AI favors M dashes is because in its early training, it looked at a lot of stuff from Microsoft Word and those things. And I don't know if Word still does it anymore, but there's an automatic thing as you type that turns your dash into an M dash. So I've never manually typed an M dash in my life. I'm from the Hemingway school of writing. It needs to be a simple sentence and you use periods. Occasionally you can afford a comma, but if you read the works of Ernest Hemingway, the guy wrote very simple sentences, right? And to me, when I was young and I came across that, I said, wow, that's genius, right? So I tend to stay away from M dashes, but because of the software that generated so many M dashes originally, my opinion is that AI trained itself on that. And instead of training itself on Hemingway, that's why it favors M dashes. But that's just a pet theory of mine.
Well, there you go. And a valid theory it is. And I love Hemingway also. So there you have it. All right. Next week, crew, we will be meeting on Friday afternoon. Sometimes those are really fun. Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. That also means early morning on the other side of the planet, which makes it easy for the people in New Zealand, Australia. So again, 3 o'clock Eastern time, noon Pacific next Friday. We will be here again for another Mind Types Mastermind. Hubert, go ahead. I know you got something.
I've been saving this joke for the whole 55 minutes that we've been on. Originally, what did Gouda say to Cheddar?
What did Gouda say to Cheddar? I don't know.
You look sharp.
Did you hear about when the yoga teacher came into the studio and just wouldn't leave?
No?
Every time somebody asked him, he say, nah, namaste.
That's good. That's a good one. Oh, originally, why did the doctor carry a red pen?
Why?
In case he needed to draw blood.
Oh my God. We need some help around here, people. We seriously need some help. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great weekend, etc. And remember, use AI. Just use AI. Think. No need to overstrain your brain anymore. AI is faster, better, quicker. All right. Love y'all. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
All right.